Oh boy, is it dark. Hi, friends. Let's see. There, I got a little bit brighter. Hi, guys. So, as I promised yesterday, I know so many of you have been asking me to do a tour of my house. And more than that, I would rather show you a tour of my treasures. So, so I want to, let's see, let me flip you around here. First of all, and let me tell you that I am Tammy Neff, and you are on my page called Tammy Loves, and it's where I share with you all of the things that I love, and I hope that you guys will love it too. And so I know when we watch people on live, you always wonder, like, what's the perspective of their house? Like, how is it? Well, there's my cup, sorry. So this is my house. So when you walk in from my garage, here's my garage, okay, and I'm walking in, and this is how it is. So I have my bathroom here and the laundry room back here, okay? And so now I'm heading you into, look at this. I know I'm bringing you guys here to see all of my things, but look at this piece of driftwood my friend Robin gave me. And then I added all of my old treasures to it. And I could not love it more. Look how it has like metal embedded into the, let's see, where are you? Metal, metal embedded in there. And up here too, there's a big piece of metal right there. Isn't that so cool? I think that's so that's me. So if you guys aren't into that, then you're probably not going to be into this video. So let's see. And I'm going to show you my kitchen after. I'll show you real quick. I didn't clean it up, but so see the white tile. I was telling you yesterday how much I hated this white tile. You know, we bought the house this way like 15 years ago, so we've got the white countertop and the white tiles, and my husband likes white appliances, and so I've had to learn to embrace the white. And I've been trying to do that, so I'm a good sport. But yeah, but I am going to be doing a little change to the tile. Years ago, I had wallpapered it, and I'm going to do that again. It was the one thing he doesn't want me to paint it, which is what I would typically want to do. But anyway, so we're not going to paint it. So then, let's see. And then, you know, I love cutting boards. Obviously, I've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out here. They're all old. I love them. It's like my thing. This is probably my best, this is probably my best one, my most favorite one. I love that. It's huge. And I added that tassel, which you guys have seen. I've shown you this before. I've shown you all of this stuff before. But this little gem here is from Hobby Lobby. You just buy it on a roll. I think I had to cut it. I think they had to cut it. And then all I added to it was an old key. Right here is an old key in there. And the rest is all lace. I did not put any muslin shreds in here. So that one is very special. This is an old nautical, I think a fishing net float is what I think it is, but I'm not, I just know it's a nautical thing. Anyway, so this is then my living room. So it's not very big, but it's just all we need for the two of us. Good morning, Judy. So first of all, this is our little like eat-in kitchen area, and I love this big ironstone. If you guys aren't familiar with ironstone is very heavy. I'm pulling everything out of it here. It's very heavy. It's very heavy. This one's marked. So they're all different markings, and really you just go for if they're heavy or not, and if it's crazed. This one doesn't seem to have any crazing in it. Crazing is where it looks like cracked eggshell, and that's a cool look. I'm sure I'll have some crazed pieces over here to show you in a minute. But so I just bought this big wad of greenery, and then it was a little dark for me, so I added in some of these these are just cheap, Hobby Lobby flowers, and just to brighten it up a little bit. So there's that. And then I found these up in Amish country, and I just love them. They're just super soft and sweet. And so I bought a few of those, and this one broke off, so I have to do it separate. And then and they were cheap. They were like $3.99. But you guys, don't go buy just any greens because Tammy says you need greens in your house. You need good greens. Okay, there's a difference. I really want you to look at them. Whoops, that fell off. I really want you to look at them and make sure that they're good greens, that they're like real looking and not too plastic. I mean, they're plastic obviously, but not super plastic, okay? And I'll show you as we go along here, but I can tell you the flowers are from Hobby Lobby. Back, I call them in the cheaper section of flowers, clear in the back by the wreaths and stuff. And then I just cut those off and use them all over the place. They're outside I put them outside every year. And another trick that I do is I tuck them in, even with my live flowers, when it gets more towards the end of the summer, I tuck in things like this with my real flowers just to give them a little pep, and it really works great. So anyone that's watching this is like going to be bored, because this is exactly what I'm doing throughout to show you some of my antique pieces. I know so many of you have asked me, like it is crazy how many of you have asked me, and it's just I don't know, it's just an awkward thing, but I know I have a different taste, and I know that I love antique treasures, and I pull so many treasures out of my clients' houses when I'm there that they think it's junk, and then they end up and love it. So that's kind of the reason why I'm doing this, is just to inspire you, really. I just want you guys to see what you have and love it again, or love it for your grandma or whatever. Okay, so I have old books, tons and tons of old books. Now, I have learned over the years that the leather books, they're raised. Most of the leather books will be raised and like bumpy. Let's see if you can I show you that? Yeah, you can see. So, and then also on the inside flap, they have watercolor. Now, I don't know, this obviously is very leather. Let me just... yeah, and this one doesn't have the watercolor. It figures it wouldn't. It's really, really an old one. This is a beauty. I love that book. I'll find you one that I can show you. Well, I didn't really know what I was going to get into here as I was going, so yeah, I might have. I know I've shown you before in the past, but not everybody's seen it. So I found this tiny little magnifying glass. I thought it was beautiful, and I'm telling you, in a pile of trash, not trash, but in a pile of junk with rusty screws and things, this would not look like a treasure, but I thought it was. I thought it was beautiful. And it's so cute because it's so small. Abby got me my little ladybug, my daughter Abby, so I keep that there. And then this gauge, I just thought it was really cool. It's black and cream. It's like my colors, so I brought it in. I have a bunch in the basement hanging on the wall. This little shot glass this is a mudlarking piece, actually. There's a chip on it. Someone has dug this up from England, and that's actually where it came from, on Etsy, as a gift. My friend Julie got it for my husband to give me for Christmas, and I couldn't love it more. There's the little knife I showed you guys not too long ago that my friend Tammy made. I know some of you went over to her site and bought some. I think it's awesome. She cuts them off to make jewelry, and I asked her to leave one as the knife for me, and I love it. And so I display it right here, and I display it on my spoon rest. This is an old spoon rest. I used to keep it on my stove, and usually they're in glass, but I loved that one. I loved all of the twists and turns in it. So I thought, well, how perfect. I'll rest my little knife on it. And then this is also from England. It is, is this backwards for you guys? Somebody let me know. I feel like it is, and I turned this camera so it wouldn't be backwards. I feel like it is backwards. Let me flip it back and see. It would be so much better if it wasn't backwards. Yeah, that is so weird. You guys can read this now, right? Well, I mean, you can't because it's French, but but it's about potted shrimp. So this, a lot of my pieces are what they call mudlarking, where they literally go out and dig them. They unearth them. If you guys are interested in that, you should go to blah, 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 blah. What's it called? YouTube, and look up mudlarking, and it is so cool. And then these I keep in here. Whoops. It's a little, it's part of the container. Okay, I was gonna say I've got dirt in there. These are, what are they? Sheephead fish cheeks. I think they're sheephead, and I know that sounds really gross, but when you are on the beach at Kelly's Island and you are looking for sea glass and you find these really smooth, super smooth, shiny, and then they have an L in them. Let me find if I can find the L here. There, it's up here. It's right here. Oh gosh, I hate you seeing my nails. It's right up there. Shoot. Let's see if there, you can kind of make it out. There's an L, and they're called Lucky Stones. And I feel lucky to have found this many. There, you can see it on the right-hand side. I feel so lucky to have found so many just in one little vacation. I found that many, so it was pretty great. I got this cabinet not too long ago. It's the last thing that I bought before all of this happened, with us all having to stay home, and I couldn't love it more. There's exactly 100 drawers, and they have the porcelain knobs. Every one of them is intact, and it is from Troy, Ohio, and it was a hardware. It's the Hardware Brothers company, or what does it say? Something. Oh, I don't have my glasses on. You guys can look. I think it says Hardware Brothers. I don't know. I can't read it. Something Brothers Company. And then all of the drawers are metal. So they're metal, but they're wood on the back and wood on the front. So it's pretty cool. I love it. And everybody says, what are you going to put in it? I'm not going to put anything in it. The only thing I did put one thing in it. In this right-hand top drawer, I keep the remote for my lights up there. I've stuck some lights up in here, and that's all. Because you know me and my remotes. So, okay. So let's see. Now this thing, I know a lot of you guys ask about this too. You guys have asked in the past. And I just found this at a local store, a local decorating store, Modern Glass. They had a couple of them, and I loved it. And I don't know what it is, but I just sit it. My husband thinks it's the dumbest thing I own, but I love it. So there it sits. It just matches. And then I have a Neff crock. If you look, is that Neff? Oh, no, it's not. It's a Zanesville crock. It's Zanesville. So that's where I live. And so, and look at all the bumps in it. See those bumps and stuff? It's so cool. So that's just an old crock. And again, there's really good greens in here. Like, these look really good to me. So I put them in the fern. And then this lamp is from Kirkland's, and then I dressed up the shade with, this is one of those crocheted scarves that, you know, the ladies all make. So that's what that is, and I just hot glued it here instead of wearing it. I hot glued it to the top of my lampshade. I added an old collar. This is a bit, it's pretty big for a collar. I don't know, but it was a loop, so maybe it was around the waist of a skirt or something. I'm not sure, but it's an old antique handmade lace. And then I added buttons on all of the ribs just to jazz it up a little bit. And then there's one of my tassels. This one has all kinds of stuff in it. There's an old rusty bell and some pearls and some funny shaped buttons and another bell. And then the top is a rusty nut. And this is all one piece, and it's wood, and then another nut on top, and then just a little bit of seam binding. So there's that. Oh, you guys are getting to see how weird I am, right? You're seeing how really weird I am. Oh, thank you, Georgie. Let's see. Thanks, Nancy. I'm looking back at your cabinet. Always one yourself. Yes, I know. I was surprised the drawers were metal, too. Thank you, Brenda. Okay, you guys, I'm going to keep rolling. Thanks, Diane. Thanks, Judy. You guys, I'll go back and message. I'm just looking for any comments or questions or anything. So, hi, everybody. So, all right. So, let's start at the top. This picture I got at Hobby Lobby. It's just my colors. Polka dots always make me happy, so I got it. And I know it mixes. I know it's like, why do you have a new thing mixed in with all of the old stuff? But the color is what makes it work for me, and the little pops of black, and I change it out. Sometimes I put it on my table, and sometimes it's up here. I'm always moving things around. Another handmade doily that was, I thought, extra special, so I really like that. More greens. I love these greens. Found them in Amish country. And then these black flowers, are they magnolia? I'm not sure what the black flowers are, but I found those at Hobby Lobby in town here before. this is all before anything happened, you guys. If I bought anything new, it's Etsy or, well, it's just been Etsy for antique wise, eBay, I was going to say, but I haven't really bought anything off of eBay. So this was just a measuring stick, and I thought it was cool. It's a triangular shaped one, and it was old looking, so I stuck that in there just for fun. I know I had a lady wanting to buy some rosaries, and I was digging through. I usually buy them broken, and they're always tangled and in a mess. I don't buy the expensive ones, but I love, I'm not Catholic, but I love the thought of the rosary and how that someone treasured that and prayed on that hard, and I love having them, and I just love all of the beadwork on them. So that's just hanging, oh, I shouldn't have touched it, but that's just hanging out of my pot. Here is just some little, I collect little tiny ironstone vases. I love ironstone. I don't have as much as my friend Julie because I don't have that much display places to put them, so I go for the little the little pieces that I can tuck in. And then these are just some old paintbrushes. I have lots of old paintbrushes because you know I have always been a painter. I painted houses for years. And then there's one of the bottles that I made. We have some on our website for sale at tammyloves.com. You're welcome to go there. And then another mudlarking jar. So this one someone has unearthed. And we, Julie and I found a bunch of these things. There's a fellow from England that comes to the Springfield show, the antique show, and we always love to buy something from him. He's awesome. You know, everyone says, what do you want to do? Like, what's your bucket list? And I think to go mudlarking in England would be my bucket list, top of the list. Like what crazy thing would you do if you got $1 million? That's what I would want to do, is go mudlarking. So now you know I'm really, really weird. Okay, so I bought one of these wine, because they're from Ohio, Sandusky, Ohio, which is, I love going to Lake Erie, and that's that area. My husband works up in Sandusky all the time, so it's very close to home for me. And these are some wine jugs from there. They're very old. One was from my friend Julie, and one I bought for myself. Let's see, and here's another little vase, or pitcher. All of my little pitchers are different. See that there? Oops, there you go. They're all a little different, and I love that. So butter pats is another fun thing to collect and just stack, and they're very pretty. And again, it's ironstone, and you can get pretty carved ones, or you can get real thick ones. They're all different. This one down here you can see is a little bit different than the others just from there, but I love seeing them stacked. This is just a little wood heart that I laid in there. I need to prop that up better so you can see it. And then this is actually a stone, but it's a perfect ball, so I love that. My old shoe, and then this is a recipe on the front, and there's a good view of what crazing. Oh, I can't get my thing in there very much closer. Let's see. But see all the little cracks and lines? That's what, if you ever hear the word crazing, that's what that is. And we love the crazing on things. So when I very first started getting into this stuff, I wouldn't have touched a dirty, you know what I mean? Like, that's dirty and yucky, and now I get it, and it's wonderful. So the more crazing, the better. What is mudlarking? Mudlarking with an L. Your area has something called mud sales, run by the Amish. Mudlarking is over in England and along the riverbanks, and they literally wear big high boots, and they tromp through the edges of the rivers, and they find, mostly what they find, it seems like, is pipes, old porcelain, or not porcelain, but are they porcelain pipes? I don't know. They're old pipes. They're like cream color, like bone, like that. That's what they find the most of. But they find a lot of this glass stuff, and it's always broken. This one has a chip in it, but this one's from Zanesville. It's super cool. I've got it a little twisted there, but it's got a big chunk out of it, which I hate, but I love that. That is so unusual to find. And luckily my friend Julie and I both have one, so that's cool. Here are a couple of railroad nails. Let's see, some apothecary jars. These are real. Their labels are glass, so that's super cool. A lot of times they'll be broken, but I love these old jars. And I don't even know what that says or what was in them. I don't maybe want to know. And then here's some of my paper stackings, which I've shown you guys before, how I love to take old pages. And those of you that have ordered old papers from me, I've usually put some of the folded papers in case you want to make a paper stack. I love doing that. I don't have any more. I need to get to work, and I've got a bunch folded. I have like a whole shoebox full folded that my daughters and I, we sit and watch movies and would fold back in the day. So, but I love them. This one has a T, the letter T on it, and an old feather and an old key. And it's just a bunch of pages all folded together and tied. And I think it's really cool. And then this one is the R for Randy. And it's got, so he's bigger. And it's just got a bunch of old pages in it. And I think that's just so cool. So I just have those stuck in there, kind of for backdrop. And then here's some more crazing on this. Oh, you really can't see that one very well. Behind my bottle. Yeah, you can't see it. I'm trying to show you guys what crazing is, but you probably know. And then a couple of French, well, this one's a French bottle also. This one and this one, they are treasures that were mudlarking. You can see they're dirty and yucky, and my friend Julie found them for my husband to give me for Christmas, and I could not love them more. And here's the other one right there. And then this is just a pretty little bottle. Look at the fern on it. I never know whether to display the fern or the words, Confection of Sienna. And it says Cash Chemists. It's just got writing all over. It's beautiful. It shouldn't be in here, I know, because it needs to be out where I can see all the way around it. And then the little lid, Boots Cash Chemists, it had the lid with it, which is crazy to find that. And then here's another little pot. These usually had like meats in them. Meat, actually, like we would get tuna in a jar. This would be like canned meat, they would call it. This one had the shrimp, the one I showed you earlier. Over here had shrimp. I don't know what that is, so I don't know what was in there. The little French guy I was telling you about that we see, he has a big tub, and he always sells the broken pieces that they unearth. He keeps those, and I bought this one, and I tuck it right in there with my black beans. These are just black beans that I use to decorate with. And then I found this locally here. The day I went in and found this cabinet and didn't buy it, I found this little porcelain cup. It's porcelain. It's got the black rim, but it's got the measures inside, and I love that cup, so I bought that. And then I went back a few weeks later when I got a nice Chocolate Tour commission check and bought this. I was praying it would still be there. Here's some old organ poles in yet another ironstone vase. And Julie and I found a big hunk of an organ, and I brought it home. We drug that thing to the parking lot, put it in the car. It was a mess. Brought it home, and my husband had to figure out how to tear it apart. He was not happy, but we split all of the knobs, and I love them. I love them in my little pitcher. So that's awesome. And then the bottle that I made with you guys live, so we don't need to talk about that. And my little tiny doorknob. I thought this little doorknob was just so cute. It's so tiny. So I put a little button on it and wrapped some tulle on it and stuck it in there. And there's my spools and another little ironstone plate. So there's a lot happening just right here, you guys. I haven't even moved yet. I'm still, that's a lot. I know. I had somebody text me and say, my husband says I have a lot of stuff. Oh, yeah, I got you beat, girl, I betcha. Okay, now, I had a couch. It was right here, a sofa, and we sold it. So right now, until I can find the sofa of my dreams, the sofa that I really want, this is how it is in my living room, okay? So let's see, I'm standing against the TV, and I'll show you. Now, we'll look back like where I just came from, okay? So, you guys, it's embarrassing because my house isn't awesome, but I love my stuff. You know, I don't have, I'm on Instagram all the time, and I see some houses that you would just die for. My house is not one of those kind of houses. It's my stuff that I love. So anyway, so this is my chair. So whenever I'm watching a movie, or if there's my laptop on my blanket box, I have an old, you guys remember Oxydol? I have an old Oxydol box. This is real life, you guys. I didn't clean, this is how it is. I didn't clean up. I got a piece of fuzz on my chair. I mean, I literally did not clean up. This is how it is. So you remember my old hook there, my old drawer pull that I hung on the wall to hold my glasses. So there's that. And then my clamp, I have an old C clamp hooked to the side of my table for my cell phone charging cord, just to make it easier. I hate all those cords, but what are you gonna do? We all have cords. Let's see, there's my Fear is Not the Boss of You book by Jennifer Allwood that I need to read, so it's laying there to remind me to read it. Another one of these, I guess you would call it steampunk things that I made with you guys. I don't know, it's been a month ago or so. So that's there. And then another ironstone tray with another ironstone pitcher. And check out these bingo balls. I ordered off of Amazon. If you guys want the link, I'll give it to you. But I thought they were a cute filler. So I ordered 3. This is just one container. I ordered 3 to put in my dough bowl. And I have like a tractor disc thing. I'll show you that on another tour. I have other rooms. So, and then this is old bed springs that used to be above my sofa. And then, let's see. So, let's see. We made these in my online group. A lot of the stuff we made in the online group, but, and then this is an old burlap bag, and I loved the seam on the bag. So I cut it and frayed it out and put it over top, and then I just painted the frame and hung it. These are magnetic off of, like, your chandelier. So I just stuck those on that just to dress that up a little bit. And I've got the wooden hearts here. I have a burlap bag hanging here with it's got a patch thing on it. And sometimes it just depends on what I put in it, but I always change it out for the seasons. Right now I just have black flowers in it. This was it says open carefully, do not cut, and I cut it. So when I did it on a Facebook Live, and I hope they don't arrest me. It's old. I don't think that they mean don't cut it now. It's old. And this is some kind of a gear. I don't know what it is, but I loved that it was round with all of these, square things that I have going on. I love that, and I love the cream colored numbers. I love everything black and cream. And then this old violin I found, and it was pretty nice shape. The wood was really nice, but it was boring. And so I did these stamps. You guys have seen the paper stamps, paper clay. So I did stamps and adhered them to the violin and then painted the whole thing. And so it's just hung there, just different. Like who has that, right? That's just different. And then I put a little magnet, and hung a key off of this. So I'm just trying to give you guys some ideas, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. You asked, so here we are. That's all I can say. Let's see. So now we are at the little corner that you guys just saw recently when I painted this faux shiplap. So this is just drywall, just like this, only I painted it a color. It's called pure white. I think in the video I said true white. That is wrong. It is pure white. And then I used a gray from my Country Chic paint and painted. I drew the lines, and then I taped them off, and then I painted them. So there's that. So this is all just paint drywall. If I'm tired of it, I just paint over it. But I love it. Love it. Okay, so then I bought this picture at a yard sale. My friend Diana was selling them, and I bought 2. I sold one of them, fixed it up for the girl because she loved mine. And then over the years, I have added to this. So I didn't like the picture so much, but I loved the black frame and the wood. So I Mod Podged over the picture, over the glass. So this is glass, okay? And then I just collected, these are all like favorite treasures. Like, what do you do with them, right? They're just like in my crafting drawer. So I just started sticking them on here. So I have like some favorite keys that are just really different, and this big pin, and I loved this door plate. I thought it was beautiful. There's so much here to see. This is just where you would put the key. It's just a decorative piece that's fallen off of a piece of furniture or a grandfather clock or something like that. This is an old hotel key that's brass. The whole thing is brass, you guys. Isn't that cool? I think that's so cool. Oh, I love it. And then a big coal miner's pin that hooks to their jacket when they would go into the mine. They would get the, let's see, yeah, here's one. They would bring these out per load, and then at the end of the week they'd get paid per load, is the way I understand it. So, but I hung keys on mine. because I couldn't get it to lay back on the thing. So let's see, old clock parts. This was just an old metal plate that was on something. Here is an old grandfather, not a grandfather, a pocket watch, sorry, with little watch faces on it. And then there is some gears, and then this is an old level. I have 3 of them on here, and these things can be expensive. One of them is from my friend Julie for a birthday gift, but I stuck them on here. But see how pretty, like they can be gold. They're so pretty, and they usually run about $20 a piece. I think the gold ones can go up to $40. So you kind of, you know, if you have one laying in your grandpa's garage, snag it because they're really cool and they are expensive. Let's see. And then all of the little watch faces, I found a little brass N for Neff, which is my last name. And then I had to put a little bit of glitter. I found an old brooch, and then this clock face fit into this brooch. There's some old springs from the inside guts of a clock. So I'm going slow because I know some of you guys like to screenshot. I do that all the time. Yes, this is totally steampunk, but not because it's not all metal. But yeah, it's steampunk inspired for sure, I would say. Yes, yes, yes. So there's that, and I love that. I mean, I can't even tell you how much money is probably in just the little bits and pieces, you know, when you're like, you would pay $2 for just that little thing right there at the, you know, and this little thing was $2, and you know, it just adds on and on. Oh my gosh, there's my husband. Hi. Yeah, come on in. I thought you were gone. Who's walking in my house? Okay, so so this lamp got a makeover when my wall got a makeover, and I had painted this furniture last week, this table and the other table over there with our Country Chic chalk-based paints. If you guys need any colors, let me know. I've been selling paints to you guys, and I appreciate that. So this, I put some glass buttons on here. This is definitely an old collar. And then I put some handmade tatting lace on here. Love that. And then my little hummingbird caged, and I painted my lamp too. It was kind of a bronzy color, and I wanted it more cottagey, I guess is the color. And I'm seeing messages, but I'll answer those in a minute. So if you guys see any questions that you wish I would answer, look back. I'll sit down and answer all of them in a minute. I've got my birds. This is a little hummingbird cage that I had bought. Oh gosh, we were in Indiana at a show, and I loved it. I tied a key and some raffia onto it, and I love this little hummingbird. I mean, it's not, there's my hand. It's not very big. It's so unusual. And I got a little tea light down in there that, you know, I use my remotes on. I've given you guys links for those before. There's another one of those little door plates that that I did up. I don't think I did this one on a live. I just did it for fun. And then I dressed up some books. These books were ugly. Love the cover on this one, but the binding was ripped off. So I added papers, but I used the ribbon to finish off the edge. Okay. And then just some birch bark. They're actually like real birch bark. And then I have my little tea lights in there. Let's see, a couple of old books and my N down there, and a pretty bookmarker. And then this is cool. I just put this on Instagram this morning. This old paint bucket. I love this thing. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It's an old 5-gallon paint bucket. And then I just stuck some flowers in there. And then you guys saw all of this when I did my, fireplace redo, my mantle redo. So I'll go quick. There's a surgeon's cabinet. There are some old books that sometimes I turn them the other way. Let me see, oh no, not these. These ones have like duct tape or something on the back. They're not very good on the back, but I love them. I love them on the front. So yeah, like this. So I have these like this. Sometimes I turn my books around. And then I have these little birds just sitting in some torn paper. And then this is off of an old porch post, I would say. And then I just put a little pot of greens in there. And then this is just a concrete chippy finial, I guess you would call it. the tray that sometimes I put on my kitchen table because my kitchen table is oak and I like to cover it up. And this tray is big, and so I use that on my table a lot. But I felt like you can see how the wood kind of matches in with the bricks, so I felt like that popped that a little bit more and brought some happy color to a kind of dark space. My big stick I got at TJ Maxx years ago. In digging for things for you guys, I stumbled across this, because I know a lot of you guys asked to buy things to craft with. I found this old watch. Look at the carvings. It was in my stash of stuff, so I brought it. The minute I saw it, I thought, I know exactly where I'm going to put it, and I put it right there. I love it. Let's see, I got a key tied to some books. I had a couple people ask for a zoom in on my books, which I did in comments, but there's just a stack of 2 books, or it's 3, and I ripped all of the stuff off the front, and this is what you get. So sometimes, you know, at yard sales or whatever, I had a lady, she's just bought an estate, and I got to go dig through, and she had a lot of books that I may do this with. We'll see. I may do this and cover it with Mod Podge and my old pages, which I know I've sent you guys a ton of pages. She had a ton of books and things, so once I get all of that, she said it'll be about a month before it settles, and then I can get all of the stuff that I piled. I will let you guys know that I'll have more. I have more papers now if you want them, but I've got a lot more coming, a lot of sheet music and stuff like that, so I'm excited. This I put muslin shreds. I'm sure you guys saw, or is this my seam binding? I can't even tell. This is muslin shreds. I do both. So there's a couple of bottles, more bottles. I use the bottles throughout my house. I have some on my website, TamiLoves.com, T-A-M-I, if you guys are looking for anything. We will be adding more and more things. We're happy with what we have. I just need to get it all categorized and better, but at least I have some stuff on there. My Bible collection, I love this. It's just a bunch of old Bibles, and the bottom 2 are my grandparents'. The rest are ones that I have found. The vase is from Hobby Lobby, and most of that is from Hobby Lobby. Most of those greens, I would say, is Hobby Lobby. This is from an old paint box. Again, I'm a painter, so this was kind of an awesome thing to get. And I hung it. It was a box, and we actually deconstructed it, so I have another one just like this in my basement. But anyway, so I hung that up there. What else do we have here? It was cool. I found this box. It has Neff on it. It's the H.L. Neff and Company Factory Special. Oh, wait, where are you? Right here. And I thought that was so cool. You never see Neff, you know, they're on Crocs, but you never see that name anywhere. So that was kind of cool. Again, some Hobby Lobby flowers stuck in with a Hobby Lobby N. And then I put, here's another rosary that's broken, but I love the beadwork on it because it was all black and matches my stuff. And then another pocket watch. And then this is another Neff crock that I found. See Neff. So that's a cool one. And then this one is a Zanesville crock. It says Zanesville on it. So that's pretty cool. And then again, more florally, or not floral, but greens. I love to use greens. So my house is really just neutral. And people say you don't have any color, but I do have color. I have browns, I have wood tones, I have black, cream, and green. Those are my 5 colors. And there's some whites too with my ironstone stuff. So there's really 6 colors. They're just all on the neutral palette. So, all right, we're almost done. So I'm gonna paint this. I've loved this for years and years. I've had it forever. And I added some, what are those transfers, those IOD transfers, and it's okay, but I think I'm gonna make it cream colored. Anyway, this is my husband's first antique. This is the first thing he ever bought, and he loves it. And it is very cool. Let me show you what it is. So of course I had to stick greens in it. But it's an old chopper of some, I hate you seeing my wires. And we all have wires, I know that. I work in enough houses to know not to worry about your wires. But this is an old chopper. And he bought this from someone at work that had cleaned out an attic or something. And it's got a crank on it back here. And we think, Randy, was it chopping slaw? Cabbage?
Starrett food processor.
It's a what?
Starrett company built it.
Oh.
They built fine-tuned measuring instruments, but they built that as a kitchen. The first food processor is basically cut cabbage.
Okay, cutting cabbage. That's what I was.
Things like that.
Cutting cabbage. So look at this. It is all intact. We saw one once at the Springfield Antique Market, and it was not in near as good a shape as this one. And they don't put very much in their booth, like 5 things. So we were so excited about it. I sent him pictures and pricing and all that, and he was just tickled to pieces. So I keep this, and it hides sort of our cords back there because I really need a cabinet to the floor, but this cabinet fits perfectly back here, and so yeah, so there's that. so yeah, that way he sits in his chair. Let's see, right here, and I'll show you in a minute. He sits in that chair, and so he can look at his chopper all day, every day, whenever he's in his chair. So, all right, so then I have a little, so now I'm not as antique-y here, but I've always loved this little wall gallery thing that I did, and the kids' pictures are so old. They're both senior pictures, and like one's 30 and one's 25 and 31, I think. I don't even know, but so I've had this for a while, but I put an old hunk of wood up here on top of this one. And then this is a new key. It's not old, but I thought it was cool, so I set it there. Now this is old. It's an old key and an old measuring stick, and someone's just added it to a key ring. I bought it at a show and thought it was really a cute idea. So I just hang that in. Oops, I hang that in with my decor. The old arrow, I don't even know where I got that. I can't tell you guys that. I don't know. And the old keys I got at my shop, I know. And we don't, of course I don't have any more, but I bet Hobby Lobby has something like that. And then off of that, I'm hanging an old scale. So when you pull on this, the thing here moves. I don't know if you, there you can see now. So I pull on it and the thing moves. So that's a scale. And then on the very bottom, again from my friend Julie, we give each other stuff all the time. But there is this really cool lock that I fell in love with. We buy old locks, and old locks can get pricey. But it's an old combination lock. Have you ever seen anything like that? I had never seen anything like it, and I thought it was so cool. And she bought it for me for a birthday gift, and I love it. Love, love, love it. And then here's another one. So I didn't even realize I had that one. Huh. There you go. I don't know if she got me both of them, or I don't know. I just know she got me that one because I really wanted that one. I didn't even remember this one. But so here's another type of scale. I had a thing for scales forever. But when you pull down, it gives your markings are all on here. So it's another old scale. So I hooked those both onto the keys and then hung the locks on that. And then this is something that I found. We were in Las Vegas, and I was with my husband, and my daughter, I think, was with me, Summer, and we both bought one. Yeah, she was with me. And we went through tons and tons of cards to pick the ones we liked. This one says, if your head tells you one thing and your heart tells you another, before you do anything, decide whether you have a better head or a better heart. Albert Einstein. I love that. So I'm going to be changing out these curtains quickly. I have they're coming. I think they're supposed to be here tomorrow, but the rod is not here yet. So I'm going to be changing those out. So you'll see if I like what I ordered. If not, it's going back. But and then this is where my husband sits, and my foot massager actually I got for Christmas for myself. So this is a cute scale that I found. I know I showed you guys this before. I know I've shown you all these things, but just not as a tour like this. But this is an old scale that I have with a tiny, tiny little pan. Maybe you can tell from my hand how tiny it is. It's just sweet. And I filled it full of old keys. And then down here, there was this little, so more old books, loving the old books. And the old books have to have a look to them. These all have that look. You can't really see because of the light, but they've kind of got just a look about them that I love. And then I did this bottle with you guys, and I loved it all the way around. It was the one, remember, with the little tiny hole in the top, and I was having trouble finding something to stick in the top. That's that one. Okay, and then this is a really cool old rusty wrecker. I mean, it's a mess, but I love it. I think it's so neat. So anyway, it just sits on top of the books like that. down there. And then, let's see, we're at the end. This is the last. So I have this old ladder, which I love. Look at the shape of that ladder, how it gets fat at the bottom. Again, it's a painting thing, or maybe you guys have, whoops, I just lost you. I'm still here. Maybe you guys have an old ladder also, but I love the old ladder as a painter especially. I have another one in my office that's really cool. And then at Christmas time, a couple of years ago, there was a shop up in Newark, and she had these feathers. They're all just stuck together onto a piece of twine. If you get in here, they're stuck with a piece of twine, and they put a little gold ball. Because of the gold balls, I probably should put them away and make them more holiday, but I never knew what to do with it, but I thought it was so cool because I love feathers, so I just hung it there. And then she had her too, and I love her, and I just stuck her with it because I think she's so cool, and I haven't put her away because I still like her. And then probably another favorite area, you guys see this on my page all the time, but I love Clara Bow. She is an old actress, probably from early 1900s, I'm guessing. Her name was Clara Bow, and that is an image transfer, just like the cabinet that sits behind me when I do my videos in my dining room. So it's been like reversed and then glued on, and then you rub the paper off, and that's what gives you that fuzzy sort of look. And then they've sanded it back. I did not do this piece, but I could not love it more. I love that. Let's see. And then I got this old finial at the Springfield Market. Loved it. And I knew exactly where I was going to put it when I saw it. And it works great back there. My old little typewriter. This thing's just tiny little thing. But that's why I like it. I love the size. It's missing its spool. It's missing its ribbon. It does have this one intact. And then I just tuck a pretty paper down in there. And the guy, we did a show, my friend Sherry and I did a show at an antique booth, or at the fairgrounds, I'm sorry, for Christmas. And this guy was selling license plate crafts. And 1964 is not significant to us, but I like the green color, and he was so nice. I wanted to buy something from him. So that's what I bought. Got a couple of old trophies, and I fill my old trophies with succulents and feathers, and there's a little fern in that one. And I love old trophies. This one's really awesome, and it's got, the writing and all that. I've sold a lot of my trophies and put them in my clients' houses, but I guess I can't keep everything. So I'm pretty much got it to where I love it all. Like, I love it all. So here's my other paint bucket. So it's different from the paint bucket over there. That one's a 5-gallon. I don't know. I would guess this is a gallon. I mean, when you compare that to a gallon of milk, I would guess that would be a gallon bucket. And it's old, and it's really fun to find these old paint buckets. They can get very expensive, but there's the labeling on it. I should read that sometime again. It's been a long time since I really read it. But I found this old pedestal. It's not old. I think this is a reproduction, I'm pretty sure, at Antique Farmhouse. And I just put a doily in there. Another piece of that stuff I told you I found at Amish Country. I love that. Here is a tassel that we made. Yeah, and I wasn't putting as many shreds on, and I did a couple of them with a whole bunch of shreds, and I like them better. The ones that I showed you. Oh, Kim, okay. The ones that I showed you hanging right there, I like the bigger ball better. I need to go in and fix those, actually. And then I don't know if you noticed over in my other crock, I had some old spindles stuck in there, but I love to do that. And then in here, I have more of those organ poles, and I stuck those in there as well with just a ton of greens. You guys, that's what makes it interesting, I think. I mean, there's lamb's ear, and there's a fern, and there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 succulents, and then a big tall thing back here. Like, I love all of the mix of it. Makes it look like an arrangement, and I literally just stuck it in. Like, literally just stuck it in. So, again, there you go. That's it. That is the tour. Oh, gosh, how long have we been on? Oh, you guys, it's very, I don't even know what the word is, but it's very, it's not uncomfortable. I mean, I'm proud of my things. It's just, maybe a little bit awkward. Like, I'm not trying to be, who does she think she is? I'm really trying to just give you guys inspiration. I'm really just trying to show you. I mean, I don't know how many of you have old keys in the drawers and old, like, old pocket watches of your grandpa's just stuffed in boxes, and old jewelry from grandma, and just all of that old pearls. And you're like, what do I do with them? I put an old spool and I strung it up and I made a tassel, and it's just beautiful. And so I know when I go to people's houses to help them decorate, I mean, I'll flip you around here. Literally, I am seriously just pulling stuff out. I'm like, okay, oh my gosh. Studio. I literally am going through their drawers and things. That's where I find the best stuff. And they're like, oh, you want that old thing? I'm like, yeah, bring me your books, bring me your this, so I'm just trying to show you guys the treasures that you have that you don't even know you have, and how to display them to where you can enjoy them. Oh, my eye just caught something I didn't zoom in on, and I have to show you guys this. I just got a phone call, sorry. If you guys are into this, let me flip you around here. Look at this little thing I found. Let me see if I can get it off of here. It'd be easier to show you if it'll come off. Let's see. I had never seen anything like this either. Look at this old paper. I don't know what it is, but it's on, like, someone has clipped it onto their belt, I'm going to say, onto their belt. It's got, see that clip? And then it's just got this metal back, and it's just a bunch of old papers, but they all have that on there. So I need to tear a couple of those off and craft with those, actually. Those are cool. I forgot I had that thing. Isn't that neat, though? I love it. Love it, love it. So, all right, you guys. I think I have shown you everything I can possibly think of to show you in this room. Get yourself some bingo balls if you have a dough ball. That's my latest discovery. I love that. I think that is so cool. And it makes great, too, when I'm doing door prizes for my Chalk Couture girls. I just print out the list of ladies, and then I pull out the numbers and do a drawing. It's so easy. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I just said anyway like 5 times. I knew he was going to say something. Sorry. And he always says I take a long time to say goodbye, but it's been a lot. So, okay. I'm getting the signal. So you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're inspired. And if you would please show this to your friends, sprinkle it out. I would so appreciate it, and somebody might appreciate it, seeing it as well. So again, thank you so much. I'm going to look through all of your comments now. I'm going to sit down and answer everybody's questions and see if I can't help you some more. So thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll do the other rooms some other days. Only because I know I took too long. Thank you for sprinkling, Linda. I appreciate that. It helps people find, there's so many of us on Facebook and Instagram, and you know that these people are out there. You just can't find them, and it helps people find me. So thank you. Bye. Thank you, Tara. Bye. Or Tina. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Thanks, Tina. Bye, guys.